hello. Welcome to IAS Factors UPSC Unfiltered Podcast. We are starting with the episode 1 of the Current Affairs Podcast. So, a very burning question that we need to discuss today is what will happen to Pakistan if it goes to war with India? Because these days we are talking about the chances and possibilities of a war that can happen between India and Pakistan. Definitely there will be impact. There will be impact on both the sides. Both the sides, whether it's India or Pakistan, will suffer. And definitely there is going to be an impact on India too. But this time, we thought we'll discuss the impacts on Pakistan first. So, what are the important impacts? So, there are going to be economic impacts, there are going to be political impacts, also financial impacts, and other impacts like humanitarian crisis, the risk of nuclear risk. All these are important factors. So, let's understand the first one. We'll discuss the economic impact. Anyway, you know that what is the answer coming into your mind when you see that whether there is a war happening, will India win or will Pakistan win? Definitely, I think definitely you'll be thinking India will definitely win it, but Pakistan will also give a tough fight, but that tough fight is going to impact the country as a whole. The first being economic, let's understand the economic crisis. So before even Pakistan goes for a war, let's understand that Pakistan's economy is already in distress with almost 128 billion in external debt and almost 7.2 billion in foreign exchange reserves. So just imagine, and over 38% of inflation. So a war would completely exacerbate this, potentially pushing the economy towards a complete collapse. So definitely the military spending would increase. They will divert the funds from critical sectors like health and education. Imagine a country like Pakistan where health and education is not that as good as India. And they are making efforts on that lines. But the funds that is used for that, the military will divert that fund. What about the trade impact? The trade will be completely disrupted. See, imagine the closure of the Waga-Attari border and suspension of trade with India. India definitely is a good trading partner with Pakistan. Pakistan is dependent on various things. The closure of Waga-Attari border, it has already halted. Post the Pahalgam attack, it has already halted around 2.4 billion in official trade and 5 to 10 billion in informal trade. Just imagine. And the Pakistan's pharmaceutical imports and local economy, which is near the border, it is all actually under affected. It's all under deep impact. So what about the water crisis? We already know about the Indus Water Treaty. And Pakistan, which depends on almost 90% of the irrigation, is dependent on Indus River water. So this is kind of a war. India has already declared a water war. So it has already devastated the lives of rural livelihoods and food security in Pakistan. And on top of this, economic impact is going to be the external dependence. You know that definitely at this point of time, IMF and China will come into the scene. So a prolonged conflict will require a lot of external bailouts, like IMF probably asking for a 12 billion loan, or even asking to China to give a concessional loan. So this will definitely affect. And in this effect, please understand, China is going to, if India-Pakistan war happens, China is going to play a big leverage role. You know why? Because the CPEC is very important. The China-Pakistan economic corridor is very important in this regard. And for China, the China-Pakistan economic corridor is really important. And China is controlling it. Just imagine that if Pakistan goes into war, China will take this opportunity. China will take this opportunity to control, leverage Pakistan, because they will give funds, they will give the money to the Pakistan for the defense purpose, and in turn take the control. Like they will determine, say an example, they will actually take control of the Gwadar port, they'll take control of the foreign policy. So in order to counterbalance India, they will use this as an opportunity. So that is also very important thing. And apart from the other impacts, the political impacts. The Pakistani military would definitely use this war to rally nationalistic support, which will divert the attention from economy economic issues and the other important domestic problems that Pakistan faces. So the war will be used as a pretext by the Pakistani military force, and even the Imran Khan issue will be forgotten. And definitely it will create an internal instability in Pakistan. The economy is collapsing, water shortage, and even the issue of Balochistan. Balochistan is an area where Pakistan is accusing India of sponsoring terrorism. So a war would strain governance, potentially fueling separatist movements and urban unrest. That is a big challenge. When the whole of the Pakistan, the army, the defense is focused on the war, internal security issues, like we say in India, we have internal security issues, the Northeast, the Maoists, Naxalism. Likewise, in Pakistan, the Balochi areas, their separatist movements can be a trouble. And definitely, as I said, China's influence. China will increase the leverage on this. And the other important thing is, let's understand some of the important financial impacts, like rupee has also collapsed. The Pakistan rupee is down 50% from 2021. Will again plummet, it will again go down, worsening inflation and import cost. Currency traders are already hedging against volatility. It's a complete volatility. And the bond market will crash. The Pakistan's dollar-denominated bonds, it will again go down, it will again drop, and the banking sector is going to affect. The domestic debt restructuring could wipe out 60% of banks' assets, triggering a financial crisis. And again, excessive reliance on Chinese loans. See, just imagine, do you think Chinese are foolish people to just give funds for Pakistan? No. The increased reliance on Chinese loans for military and economic survival would deepen the financial crisis of Pakistan. This could lead to an asset concession and a long-term debt trap for Pakistan. Even if the war happens, imagine India is completely crushing Pakistan to defeat. The only reason for just participating in the war, Pakistan will be completely destroyed. It will take years and years to recoup. And let's take the other impacts, like humanitarian crisis. More than just imagine, war will destroy people, it will kill people, it will displace millions, particularly the 60% of the Pakistan people under the age of 30 who will be fighting the war. It will disrupt education, it will disrupt employment, and it will disrupt remittance, refugee flows to Afghanistan, Iran. So definitely when the war will happen, a lot of people in Pakistan will not prefer to live in Pakistan. They might go, there will be a refugee flow either to Afghanistan or to Iran. This could destabilize the Iranian and Afghanistan borders, while the urban poverty can even go up. And the next is obviously will be the nuclear risk. And if Pakistan uses nuclear power, even in the worst scenario, the Pakistan defense minister said, we will use it when the existence of the Pakistanis is threatened. If it uses it, if India counter uses the nuclear power, just imagine if something miscalculation happens in Pakistan, the consequence according to the United States is 20,000 latent cancers in Karachi from a single strike. A single strike in Karachi can create 20,000 latent cancer. People with cancers in the near future. 20,000 people with a single strike. And obviously death and destruction is another thing. And obviously war would disturb Pakistan's labor market. Universities, digital infrastructure, everything is going to be affected. So these are some of the important aspects. Likewise, do not feel that India will not have this impact. India will also have another impact, definitely funds, etc. But Pakistan will have the deadliest impact. And as I said, I reiterate, when the war will be over, it will take years and years for Pakistan to recoup and reorient themselves in all these aspects. So let's see, this was the important podcast, and in the coming sessions, we'll discuss another important sessions. Thank you for listening, and I am Arjun R Shankar.